Okay, hi everyone. Tonight we have very interesting topic talking about workforce dynamic and AI in international management. Okay, so we are exploring how can we build an international team, right? So that is a very relevant nowadays. Okay, so the question is why the reason for forming an international team. We all know that the global market expansion is almost a must for every organization today, right? So organization can extend the market size globally, and with the access in the broader customer base, right? So I think we know this lesson will be very relevant, right? So just like chance in China, I believe a lot of Chinese company trying to 出海, right? So expand overseas, right? I think that is the topic today. Okay, so how can we apply the specialized expertise the team can leverage diversified, right? Diverse skill. And also the expertise from the different region, right? So you can make the company much more powerful. Knowledge and creativity, it can bring diverse perspective. Also can really encourage innovation solution. The team can able to adapt to changes, especially when anything happen in certain part of the world, right? Then we can able to make use of it. And of course, and also you're able to better handling of global challenge. That's all the reason why we need to build a team. If we look at the more specific for a international team compared with just a pure local team, so we have a diverse perspectives. You have different culture background can bring diverse problem solving approach. And that is why when we have an international team, when we develop a product, right? Because your team formation is from global marketplace, so you're able to providing a better world solution. If we're able to access to local global talent, ability of hire specialized talent from different countries. You can able to tap into best talent pool available, right? I think there's a reason why so many company now are going to the market, the region. Okay. Hi, Waya. Okay, yeah. So also can enhance the innovation by exposure to various experience and viewpoint. And you're able to, just I mentioned, you're able to encourage the creative solution. When we have a global market insight, it helps us understand the need and the preference, not only for your local customer, it's a global customer. And of course, it will lead to a better market strategy. Of course, we have a challenge, right? Everything have a both two side, right? So the challenge, if advantage, we of course we know that having the advantage is able to have a different idea, different viewpoint, and of course, we're able to have better skill set, right? We have mentioned just now. What's the challenge? The challenge in building the international team, I think this is the cultural differences we mentioned before, and that time zone variation, right? So when you start working and the other part of the world may be sleeping, isn't it? Or vice versa. The communication barriers because of different language communication, and also, we have a problem in coordinating a different group, right? Different part of the world. So all these are the challenge. There's a key element for us to build before we have a international team, right? So you need to have very clear vision and mission. You may have different interpretation from different part of the world. However, right, if you have a clear vision and mission, this will give you a much better understanding. And when you select the right people, I think it's very important. Of course, defining the role and responsibility is clear. You don't want to cause any confusion. Even you have local team, they without a proper communication or responsibility, they will confuse. Not mention about international team, where they will be even more confusing. We need to set a very clear expectation and goal. And of course, we need to make use of technology, especially AI, for collaboration. So how can we how can we build a better vision and mission? We understand that once you have a mission and vision, we sometimes we confuse. Vision is where your dream is, okay? Your dream. Mission is how you're going to achieve your dream, right? So it's very essential building for any team, especially international one. It will help them to understand the purpose, the goal, and impact. Every business must have a good impact to the world, right? Whether it's big impact or small impact, but it's relevant to the world. So it's why we always say that what is the impact for your organization? And also, when you look across the cultural boundary, the vision must resonate across the different cultures. So it's very important, right? So certain culture, they may against your vision. So you must cut across the different culture, different country, and reflect the share of sense of purpose. At the end of the day, we hope that we can able to acknowledge and embrace the cultural differences. How can we select the right person? Okay, so of course we understand when we do interview, then we may want to have a good discussion with the team, right? But however, we need to have very specific goal. One way is to look at the cultural intelligence. If you're going to put everyone together from different part of the world, right, they are able to respect culture. So this is what we mentioned: cultural intelligence, a good communication skill. And also, of course, they need to have a good technical expertise, especially today, the IT technology is so advanced now, right? And also, the adaptability and flexibility is important. Of course, they must able to work remotely. The remote working environment is really, really encouraged during the COVID time, right? So I think many of us have this experience with the remote work. So that is some of the criteria when we select the team. We need to define the role and responsibility clearly. The importance of clear role definition, because we want to avoid miscommunication and enable everyone know their contribution. That is the reason that you need to define the role very clearly. And some organizations actually they allow this team to pick up the role, to nominate the role, right? So I think that's what we want to do. Of course, it is also hope that we are able to establish a very clear expectation. And then if we look at the clear, right? The goal is to achieve a common goal. We always mention this is our team effort. It must be flexible enough. We know that now many of us are practicing the agile model, the agile team, right? Very lean, but very dynamic, right? This is where we call the agile team. The team member can wear multiple hats. Okay, it is not a physical hat, right? Okay, this thing. Sometimes we look at the 6 thinking hats or different angle, right? So you were encouraging the flexibility while maintaining core responsibility, right? So that is very powerful when we have a role and responsibility clear. We need to set a good expectation and goal. It's very important for have a clear goal. It's very important, critical for teams, especially they have diverse approach and communication style. SMART goal is important, right? Actually, SMART, we can expand into specific. The goal must be very specific, not very general. Everyone can understand. Measurable, achievable, relevant, and of course, have a time deadline. We call time bound. You ensure everyone understand their role and contribution. And sometimes we may come along with these performance metrics. So everyone agree that, we need to achieve this particular process. Then we set the goal at KPI sometime. So it will be holding everyone accountability, right? So I think it's fair so that we all know that we're all moving in the right path, right direction, right? So then regular milestone is important when you are managing your remote team. Assess progress towards the overall goal, right? So it's not based on task, it's an overall goal. And keep the team motivated and on track, right? So that is where the expectation and the goal setting is very, very important. Of course, we need to know that we need to leverage all the technology. It's very important for communication and collaboration tools, especially now with the AI and advanced technologies. It's essential for international and remote teams, right? So it will support real-time communication and project management. The project is no longer based on the synchronized mode, right? So we may meet once or 2 times per week, but the rest of the time they will work in the same we call alignment. You will ensure align all these goal and task, even we are geopolitical differences. And we can use a lot of tools, for example, like what we are here, the Zoom, right? All these classified as a video conference platform, the online project management tools, of course, file sharing and the team communication platform. All these tools is very important and in fact commonly used. A virtual team building an environment, right? It will strengthen the whole entire morale, and also it will provide the better communication. So how can we establish effective communication practice, right? Sometimes we have this 4 word called use, set, respect, and courage. This is very useful. Many times I make use of this to managing my international team. Use clear and simple language. Avoid jargon and or the idiomatic expression. Okay, to be straightforward, clear. Ensure clarity for every speaker. Even they, of course, many of them may not be if they are long native speakers, right? So set clear communication protocols, and we need to determine how frequent to meet and what channel of the communication, and also whether this is a synchronized or asynchronized, right? So what we are here in the Zoom is called synchronized communication. Because all of us is here, of course, I will encouraging you to turn on the video if you can, right? So basically we can see your facial expression. So that is good. So this is a synchronized. Are you using the WhatsApp? You're using the email, Telegram, WeChat? All this is asynchronized, right? Of course, you can call, unless you call friends, right? We call them. Otherwise, each of you can take your time to record or send a message out. Then you take your time to answer. In this case, it's called asynchronous mode. Respect is very important. Respect the time zone. Don't, because of your convenience, you set the time zone that only benefit yourself, right? So respect the time zone. Be mindful of the team members' time zone, right? Yeah. So and rotate time limit, meeting time for fairness. Sometimes you may want to fit your team for benefit for the Asia financial, Asia timing. However, you may want to swap to others, Europe or America time zone, right? So take turn. Encourage open communication. Build a environment for sharing idea and feedback. Encourage active listening and inclusiveness. Right? So yes, we did mention about that, but of course, we have a challenge sometimes. They are all the challenge that we may have, right? So that is important for us to take note of all these challenges. So how can we encourage or fostering collaboration and trust? Trust is important, especially when we are working internationally. Promote cultural understanding. Encourage team members to learn about each other's culture. Actually, it's quite interesting. You're not only just talk to them, right? By knowing the culture, in fact, it will help a lot. And then providing the opportunity for informal interaction. Sometimes you're able to have a social aspect for your team, right? Each of them, they can even have a virtual coffee break. Each of them can chit chat, right? Even they're not physically in one location, right? On virtually, we can do that. You can help the team member to get to each other beyond the work task, right? So that they can be, the best is they can be a friend, right? So not only a colleague and team member. Encouraging knowledge sharing, that is very important because people will respect you, right? If you have your own knowledge and you are willing to share out. Okay, so this sharing culture is very important, right? It will really build a lot of respect and trust between each other. So in fact, there's a lot of ways we can able to overcome the cultural and language barrier. We can provide training on the cultural differences. It will including the norm, the value, and communication style. The language support, right? The language support, in fact, it will be important. We don't need to be expert for a particular language, but it's good for you to understand, right? To go through some classes, training, and you're encouraging. Also, we need to take note of the patient, right? We need to be patient and understand the language barrier. If you're not clear, it's good to ask, hey, do you mind to repeat again, right? Creating a unique, okay, we call unified team culture. Oh, that is good approach, right? So in this case, you have unified. So your culture may be different, but can unify them. So all of them able to communicate. That is great. Create a unified culture, and you can prioritize the respect and collaboration and share goals. Okay, all this is a very good technique we can use when we're managing a international team. We're ensuring the inclusion and we got equity. Encouraging, make sure that all the team members feel comfortable, especially bring up their opinion and idea. And some people is shy, right? In the big team, sometimes people maybe feel, oh, my idea is just a very simple, right? So no, it voice out. Sometimes voice out it actually turn into a great idea. Recognize different communication style, understand the style, and some culture may emphasize in hierarchical, it's not flat, right? It's not direct, but respect that. Other may be encouraging individual expression and adjust your communication accordingly. Just say we are here, right? We have friends, we have participate from Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, right? That is exactly the multicultural environment. So we ensure all the members have access to the same resources and people have equal opportunity. And of course, we give them a chance to be successful. So when we lead a team, what should you do as a leader, right? So we call leadership in an international team. We have cultural intelligence, understand the ability in understanding and respect different culture. Adjust membership accordingly, right? So one day if you go to Indonesia and working with your team, you may adjust a bit of your style, right? More relevant to them. Empathy is important. And also patient, must be patient. Be patient and be empathetic. Really understand and be interested in other people. And if people sharing with you their problem, the difficulty, and listen and try your best to understand and share your idea, your solution. Handling communication and time zone is very important. It's why we fix the time of 9 p.m. in Hong Kong, Singapore time, right? Yeah, so 8 p.m. right in Indonesia. So I think it's quite good, not bad. The timing is quite good. And strong communication skill, communicating clearly and effective across the culture. Ensure alignment, so everyone is talking the same topic when you want to focus and getting the best idea, right? So alignment is very important. And motivate them, of course. And when conflict come in, resolve it. And sometimes you, as a leader, you need to do a mediation to be a central person, right? And listen both sides. Even if it's a strong disagreement, it's fine because you align them back, understand. That's how you act as a mentor. Right? When you're managing international team, you act as a mentor. And you also sometimes you act as a career development because you're helping your team to grow, right? Whether within a company or eventually they want to seek for external opportunity, right? It's kind of career development. So how can we providing mentorship as the leader? Provide guidance and support your team member. They will respect you when they really know that you are guiding them, and you help team member to grow professionally. Nothing better to help your team to grow. They will appreciate. Because growing is something they can know, they feel, right? So the best leader is to help people to grow. You encourage the career development, promote opportunity for advancement, at the same time support ongoing learning, especially AI learning. This is reason that, right? So we every session we share, we also explore how IT can help us to advance ourselves, creating a very friendly, encouraging environment. And that's where we can able to grow or foster a positive, inclusive atmosphere. It will ensure members feel good, feel valued, and feel motivated. That's all the secret to be a good leader. Yes, we need to evaluate the team from time to time. It's very important. So we have a regular feedback, right? And also we have a formal feedback to and identify strength. And also also informal feedback. Sometimes it's formal, yes, we need to be taken very seriously, but sometimes we may want to, take a informal feedback. Yes, we need to have a performance review, especially you're looking into your international team. You need to give them score, you need to vary, right? So, this variation and performance review is very important too. Yeah, sometimes good. Ask them to give them survey and ask them to evaluate you as a leader, because 360-degree. It means that your boss, your client, you yourself, and then your staff all will evaluate you, right? So yeah. Then also after the feedback, you're encouraging, of course, the identify challenge, especially those challenge you need really good attention. Celebrate achievement. I think sometimes the leader is so busy at work, right? Forget about celebrating achievement. When you have achievement, it's the best time to celebrate. It's the best time for you to build a amazing team and reinforce team unity and share purpose. So these are a few points that we have mentioned just now, right? So identify opportunity and challenge, and strategic approach to a team formation and effective communication. Enhancing the cultural understanding and promoting inclusiveness, right? And we also achieve the shared goal, clear communication, inclusive environment, right? Just now we mentioned inclusivity. And also driving the innovation and success, especially when we implement a global organization and we need to have very good global marketing strategy. Contributing the organization ultimately will be the objective. So how can we transform the challenge in opportunity, right? In Chinese, called 危机, okay? So 危机 means that is execute. Basically, you look at the challenge and see that as a possibility, see it as an opportunity. So you executing the process effectively transforms challenge of business. Address the cultural differences, managing time zone we have mentioned, right? So create a high performance global team actually is two major methods. One is leverage diverse perspective and enhance the team collaboration. So, how can we integrate AI into a building international team? I think that is the big thing now and the most important knowledge or skill that every company would like. Yes, you can consider integrate AI into international management. It will able to help you in different aspects, your company operation, competition, and innovation. When you have globalization and workforce dynamic, the business can operate across borders, and it need a dynamic and adaptable workforce. By using the AI, you are able to process a massive data. You can automate the task. At the same time, you also can do a lot of prediction. So once we have a good dynamic, or we call workforce strategy, you can able really reshape your whole entire workforce and enhance your decision making. So let's look at the role of AI, right? So the first process is the AI can help you to process a lot of data, and you can able to help you to do a lot of automation and do prediction that we have mentioned, right? Then when the business you operate across the border, and you need to have globalization strategy. So in this case, the AI role is to help you to reshape the workforce and also enhance decision making. Eventually, you can able to grow successfully in the world. So when we look at our workforce dynamics, right? So it has been changing in the past 10 years. Today, we are in a gig economy, right? I just read a report. I heard that, I may be wrong, right? Bruno can correct me, right? Okay. I heard that, it's about 40 to 50% of the young people in Hong Kong, actually they are gig economy worker. It means that they don't commit in one single job, right? So they have a lot of different jobs and they're doing the area they're interested. So it's very interesting, right? So this gig economy is very, very popular across the region, not only Asia, So yeah, so what kind of format, what kind of flexibility arrangement they are freelancer, contractor, and sometimes can be part-time worker or entrepreneurs. So now they integrate into a big organization. So the offer flexibility also specifies skill set. So when you want to develop or execute certain project, right, you get the best specialized worker. You're not hiring them, but you are working partner with them. So the challenge in this type of very flexible workforce, right, I think is a challenge for us. So it's a challenge in workforce integration, performance management, and because they are part-time, right, they may not be full-time. How can you get the commitment, right? So all these things we need to learn. Of course, at the same time, we need to follow the labor law. So globalization and workforce diversification, right? Diversity, and it will increase the diverse force due to the globalization we just mentioned. The diversity bring in innovation and creativity. That one, I think all of us will take note on that. When you have global team, actually, you can bring a lot of very interesting ideas together. Of course, the challenge that we mentioned about communication, collaboration, and also the way you're managing them. International manager must be able to overcome all this barrier and complexity. As I mentioned, that COVID-19 really accelerated the whole entire world move towards remote work. All right, a lot of young people, okay, or different age, right, different generation, they all like work at home. Okay, so but the question is that I need to adjust. So remote work, it become a permanent feature of modern workforce. Become permanent. So when you look at the globalization and workforce diversity, when you have the employee from different part of the world, so you have different various cultural background, right? Of course, you know, they have a different language and different education background. How can you put them together? But we mentioned that, okay, diversity is a good way to encourage the creativity. Sometimes, many times, it will lead to a innovative solution. But we have a language barrier, cultural differences, right? So in this case, we need to take note and we need to keep learning. Yes, we all agree that the shift towards remote work, especially after COVID, right? The COVID-19 actually pandemic make remote work become a very, very permanent feature. So the team can cut across different time zone and different culture. So in this case, we can deploy the AI to managing them, okay, virtually. So to be able to specify the working environment, right? So we see a change in from the local into traditional into a gig environment, and we need to assess a specialist skill. And the question is, how can we put the workforce integrate together, and how can we measure? A lot of new software AI solution actually help you to measure different level, different complicated workforce. Okay, yeah. So yes. So what type of AI tools we can use? We call AI-driven recruitment and talent acquisition. The AI tools today able to help us to analyze resume, the CV. It's why for those you want to try to start apply to a job, please make sure that your resume and the CV is AI friendly. So what is AI friendly? You make sure the AI can read you. And a lot of people writing the resume is just a very traditional format. No keyword, no specialization. It's very general. And the AI will not pick up. So all your resume must be AI friendly. Because AI is the one selecting you, not the HR director. Okay. So you need to, of course, many companies actually using AI to do interview. In fact, interview sometimes can be very time consuming. So now they are using AI. You don't even know that who is the person, right? You thought it's the boss. No. Okay, it's a digital director in the company. They are conducting the interview. Then of course the speed of the recruitment by using AI, you can able to reduce the bias. That's why AI in HR is growing very fast. For example, right, for this company, Ever, and then they using the gamified assessment and video interview. So it's a like you play a game, right? So in the game you get score, compete with others interviewee. So they will analyze your facial expression, they will look at the tone of voice and your language, and then pick the best candidate, all by AI. Then we also can enhance the employee engagement in retention because staff loyalty is very important, right? You need to keep them attention. But you are as a leader, you are the only leader in your company. How can you keep attention to everyone, right? So the AI version of you can help you. And also, a lot of company using the AI-powered employee feedback system. And the AI is a very neutral. They don't bias. You don't bring the AI out for the cup of tea, right? You don't buy them a gift. AI. And that is the reason why you look at the US now. Basically, Elon Musk is fire a lot of people, and they use AI to come in. So the AI governor, right? AI-based civil servant, you're going to see that. And I heard that Shenzhen recently also doing this. They introduced 30 or 40 AI officer into a Shenzhen government. So I think you're going to see something very different. And of course, they will look at the ongoing performance. And in today's traditional HR process is very, very bad actually. They only measure you end of the year. Then you decide whether you will get promotion or give you a jump or reduction of the salary, right? So you need to have a continuous performance monitoring. Who can do that? You're going to hire someone to monitor your job, right? So AI will be able to help you to do a very close monitoring. So there's so many AI solution in HR is being developed now. So that's how we mentioned that, right? So let's I think we don't mention this again, right? Basically, it's an AI-driven recruitment skill. And we also mentioned about this company that is using AI for gamification, just how we say video interview. They will look at the long verbal cues also, right? So they know that are you telling truth or basically this is really you, right? So all these things can be done. Okay, so how can we engage? Okay, how can we enhance the employee engagement and retention? Yes, we can do that. For the international management, one of the biggest problem is resign of the staff. You may spend a lot of time to develop an international staff. Then after that, they resign. So the question is that how can we keep them, right? So that is called especially in the remote working environment. And we found that when you work remotely, the turnover time is quite long. And sometimes, if you really don't give a good response, then the team may not like you and they just quit. So the AI can help you to monitoring employee sentiment, the mood, okay? Also can identify potential in advance and even implement the target, intervention when before it's too late, right? So you feel that, oh, Patrick is very angry or not happy, right? So then you should time to talk to Patrick, right? See what's going on. Not until you receive a resignation letter from Patrick. Yes, there's a lot of different platform, AI powered platform we call employee feedback system. Then you're able to look at the employment feedback analysis. You can identify the trend and patterns. And in a big organization, in fact, as a top manager, sometimes we only get feedback from the middle manager. And if the middle manager only give you the best thing, happy thing, you will never know what is going to happen in the ground, right? So in this case, by using the entrepreneurs director, if you're using the AI feedback form, or you can able to analyze the trend, right? That's very, very important. Then you can take the action accordingly. That's why the AI is so powerful. Traditionally, the performance management system is relying on the annual review. I don't think it's a good idea. You only review the person once a year. Very bad. In fact, you've forgotten what this person have done in the last 12 months. So don't do that. Don't do that, right? So that is a traditional performance management system. It's very outdated. Using AI-powered performance management system, you can get a real-time feedback, insight for the manager, and then it's all data-driven. You can continuously monitoring the performance, even single task, little task, you collect together. It enable the decision making. That's where the AI-powered performance management system is about. And we need to keep on monitoring, as I mentioned. Don't just monitor it once or 2 times per year. So by analyzing the data from the project management system, remember, right, nowadays we involved in a lot of projects. All the project have management tools. So your AI will pick up information from the project management tools and using communication platform to look at the insight. Then you can able you using the productivity software data to give you a feedback. And you can recognize the top employers. Even you are not involved, you're a leader, you are not involved in the project. Fine. The system will feedback to you. That's very nice. And pinpoint the area of improvement, of course, providing the customizable solution. And you can able to identify the opportunity. So the predictive analysis from AI is very useful also. The AI will analyze all the historical data, and then they will look at the pattern, then look at the future. So that is the power of the AI HR approach. Identify high potential employees and recognize employee with high potential, and then you can help in planning the career, right? We need to invest. Okay, we need to invest in our talent. So make sure that you have pipeline, you have a succession plan, right? It's not only you are the one. Then what's going to happen if you resign, right? As an entrepreneur or your middle management, right? So you need to have pipeline. So then in this case, it will help you to have a long-term organizational growth. And when we look at the workforce when you plan, AI will help you to ensure right talent in the right location. You don't need to recall your memory, right? Oh, okay, you ask AI, I want to execute this project. Who are the best talent in my team, right? And even they are not part-time, they are not full-time, they're part-time, you can able to help them. So it can help you to achieve the strategic objective. What is the predictive workforce analysis? Okay, this is very, very interesting term. Predictive workforce analysis. It will analyze the historical data and the market trend and predict the future talent need. Wow, that is good. Before we take on the project, we predict what kind of people we need to get from the world, right? So then it will assist in market expansion by predicting required skill. And we need to look at the gap analysis. We call skill gap analysis. Identify the skill set within your workforce, recommending the skill. Then, of course, you will give them the training program or even certification. So that is how the AI can help you. So end of the day, we hope that you have wonderful predictive workforce, right? So after we look at the data, past data, we can look at the trend and patterns. Also, we can look at the current market condition and predict the future need. We also can predict the future talent requirement and the business alignment. And of course, end of the day, we can able to expand in the new market. So once we understand the skill gap analysis and upskilling, right? So then we can able to craft a more specific idea, identify skill gap, recommending the upskilling program. And of course, end of the day, for example, you find that the company require a lot of data analysis, then you were able to improve the data analytics skill, right? So AI in across the management. We always say that understand to be interested in the culture differences. Don't be afraid of that. Understanding the cultural differences, AI will help you, right? Also, we mentioned about this cultural intelligence assessment. The AI actually can help you to assess the employees' cultural intelligence and provide a personalizing recommendation for improving the cultural quantum. And also quotient, subject training, and for that necessary improvement. And what we are doing right now, right, is already we are using the AI language translation, right? So for those, we are using English as the media, right? If you are from different part of the world, you can click the caption in the Zoom and just convert into local language, right? So that is what we are deploying also. How can we assess the cross-cultural intelligence? CQ, right? The AI actually can help you to generate assessment questions so that you can identify area of improvement. You can able to help you to come up with specific training within your team, and at the end of the day, you were able to have a better, more effective interaction among your team. The language translation, right? So Google Translation, Microsoft Translator, all of them will help you to improve the language barrier. Okay, so if we want to summarize what is the impact of AI on workforce dynamic, right? So we first look at the changing or nature of the work. Then we mentioned about the automation of certain tasks. Of course, we understand that, okay, sometimes the AI will replace the existing workforce, right? So we may want to bring AI as a tools for improving your employee productivity rather than replacing them. Then we mentioned about after that, then you identify a gap, and it's very important that you give them necessary training. So what is the changing nature of work after AI, right? So yes, we understand that transformation of the work nature have changed, especially with the AI, artificial technology. AI automate routine tasks. So we as a human, we focus on high value activities that AI may not able to do it. But repeating tasks you can pass to AI, right? So implication for workforce dynamic is one of the major topic tonight, right? So then employee must adapt new role, and they must take on the responsibility. Because now say AI don't take responsibility, but AI is not like you, right? AI is following the execution, but you are the one that really responsible. We start this year is a year of AI agent. So we are handling repetitive tasks. Okay, all these task data entry, scheduling, customer service will pass on to AI. AI will handle all of this, most of this. Right? Then when we have time, we free up our employee focus on strategic activities. Okay, and a lot of customer requests is all passed on to the chatbots. So that is a changing in our workforce now. Okay, so remember, the time you spend, you pass to AI doesn't mean that you got no job to do. No, you do more important thing. So a lot of people actually don't understand. AI is only helping you to do your maybe routine tasks. So this is what we call augmented work. This is a new, we heard about augmented reality, right? So this is a new term we call augmented work. So AI enhancing employee capability. So AI work alongside employees, right? So it will enhance your decision-making capability. That is your power. So when you have an AI-powered analytics, then you are able to manage and monitor real-time data. That's very good. And you can able to do, AI will give you some recommendation, but you're the one that make decision. So that is called augmented work. Okay, it's a new term. So once we identify the gap, right, then in this case, the skill gap and the need of lifelong learning. We need to keep on learning, right? So thank you for your time in joining this forum. And we all share, we all learn. That is part of the lifelong learning. So AI transformation in workplace, it will increase demand for new skill. So once the skill gap is being identified, right? So it means the current workforce skill not matching organizational need. Either you go fire, of course we don't want, right? Or we need to invest our time in upskilling, just like we're learning AI here, right? So solution to address the gap, invest in lifelong learning, implement upskill program. And it's very important for us to have digital literacy, right? So it's significant because especially the power, the AI power tools and platform, we need to learn. This program is all about helping you to learn the business model at the same time learning how to use AI, right? So sometimes we call it business AI system, right? BAIS, right? So how to make use of AI system to develop our business. So the role of organizations, right, is providing training for employees. And then once you have power and skillful employee, then you can able to have good resources. Of course, you need to provide good resources for your staff to improve the skill. So how can we upskill ourselves? Yes, AI-powered learning platform is getting popular now. So it provides you a personalized learning experience. It's not just one to many, right? It's one to one. And recommend courses. The IT system, a power learning system, will recommend the courses to understand your knowledge, your need. Recommend the courses, and you don't waste time, right? You just learn what you need to learn. So it's example of transition in the transiting to the new role, right? So when a new role, new position, then you need to get the data analytics so that you know what you need to learn, what kind of skill you need to acquire, what kind of certification you need to acquire. Okay, yeah. And of course, the AI in the workforce, we understand that a lot of conflict, a lot of unhappiness, right? So it's all about the worry about the ethical implication. We understand that AI sometimes is biased because they all depend on what kind of training data that you feed you, right? So it can be biased. But as when we're building a bigger language LLM, so I think the AI is getting more neutral, right? And then otherwise, if not a well-trained or some of the corporate, they training their own AI, right? So if it's the biased data, then you lead to unfair treatment in recruitment, performance management, and promotion, right? So we need to understand that. And of course, privacy is very important, right? And of course, the future of work we're talking about, the AI automation that lead to job displacement, create new opportunity, but it can be, getting certain role position to be obsolete. So all these things we need to understand. This is the ethical aspect. So why the AI system sometimes is biased? So because the algorithm depends on the quality of trained data, I mentioned that. Also, sometimes the it's a perception and also unfair treatment for certain employee group, right? So with some stereotyping. We need to make sure that we have a fair recruitment process, performance management, and promotion scheme, right? So I think this is the area that you may have bias. So we need to overcome this. Privacy. We need to make sure that AI tools and data, and we have a proper privacy protection, and data security is very important also. So when AI come in, we displace the job, right? It means certain job is being replaced or eliminated. We understand at this moment of time, automation of routine tasks have been implemented by AI. So it will lead to concern about job displacement but it can also create new opportunity. And also certain role will be disappear. So once we understand the AI in workforce, we should develop a good strategy to support our team. Don't to scare them, right? You're going to replace, you are not better than AI, it's too bad. No, you are implement a better system to support them. So in this case, it will offering we train process, also providing the redeployment opportunity to the staff. So the whole company can move up, get in this AI era. So what are the future of workforce dynamic, right? So we can conclude in this area, just now we mentioned the predictive analysis, the AI in global workforce, the AI power tools, right, especially handling the diversity and also inclusion. AI in reducing bias, not too much on human bias, right? It's very much on the system oriented. And also we look at the global workforce agility, the scenario planning, future workforce dynamic, the leadership, also the global talent mobility as well. So when we integrate AI with human intelligence, then AI will provide you a very, very useful, valuable insight. And it can automate the routine tasks. So we still need to keep our human elements, but because we as a human is still better than AI. In what area? In our judgment, actually, we are still better. Creativity, emotion intelligence, right? So this is very important from a human side. But combining AI and human, well, that is good. That is why we come up with this program, right? We hope that you're able to combine AI, become a smart human. That we talk about smart human. So human AI collaboration is a must, it's important. So successful integration of AI, the organization must effectively integrate AI in their workforce. The AI must see as the tools to enhance the human capability. And in fact, AI have bring us to a shift in mindset. AI should not view as a replacement of human. Remember that. But we should encourage employee to use AI to achieve the goal faster, right? So what is the role of leadership in the age of AI today? As a leader, we need to manage the AI system. Okay, this is why we are talking about business AI system, right? And also we need to interpret the AI generated insight. As a lot of data being generated by AI, you need to spend time, you need to understand, and you need to interpret it and prove it, verify. And you need to make an ethical decision. And end of the day, you need to go through the whole entire complicated global workforce environment. So we understand the global talent is moving around the world, right? It's why we call global talent mobility. Yes, we agree that organization expand globally is critical. Also involved in moving talent across the world. This global talent, right? It will identify. So when you're looking for this talent mobility, you identify the correct employee or candidate for international assignment. Certain people is not suitable for international assignment. Some people is very good. International, I'm not talking about physical international. It can be from your place working with a whole global team virtually, right? But you need to have someone can suitable, and you can predict the success of the international assignment. Provide them the support before you move them. Okay, yeah. So what kind of AI powered talent mobility platform do we have? Yes, people is building it now. So this platform can analyze the data from previous assignment. So you can compare assignment by assignment. And based on the historical data, then you can have a better decision. Also, it will help you to do a informed decision making. Also, you're able to give you a data analysis so that you're able to find the best person and put the best person in the right place. Okay, so predictive analysis for international assignment, right? So when you find someone, you want to put them as an international manager, international director, right? So you need to assess the likelihood. The AI will help you to analyze the people, the data. What is the success factor, or what is the chance for this international assignment to be successful? And you are able to do the data analysis, analyzing the employee previous performance, go through the history of the assignment, and evaluate the EQ, CQ, and see whether how strong they are in terms of the language skill, and how adaptable a person, right? Some people may not able to adapt in the new culture, and some people really looking forward. So, so these are two, and in terms of the diversity and inclusion tools, we have two areas, right? So this group of tools, AI tool can access the data on the workforce diversity, also can identify areas that company are lacking. And addressing the gender diversity in the leadership, AI also can spot out the lack of the gender diversity in the leadership role, and they're able to target recruitment. Eventually, they were able to suggest certain approach for lady. Okay, yeah. So this three area is a role in AI in reducing bias. We mentioned a bias, right? So first is you need to have a good objective data-driven insight, not human-based. Also analyze recruitment data and do a recommendation strategy. Real-time workforce analytics, identify the gap, and then after that, then you will able to fit in the system. Then when you have a data collection and you feedback, so it's a loop. Okay, it's not just one direction. How about scenario planning? We need to have some simulation. So we call scenario planning. So scenario planning with AI, they will analyze the data on the market trend, and they will able to find out what is the customer behavior, and they will assess the workforce capability. Okay, yeah. And we need to plan for risk. Okay, we call develop plan B or contingency plan. Prepare for unexpected changes. Also responding quickly to the global environment shift, especially nowadays, right? You see, different countries have different policy now, so complicated. You know, a lot of uncertainty going on. So AI can help you for this scenario planning. So talk about future, right? So yes, we understand that the integration of AI with human intelligence, so enhance the human capability, able to improve the collaboration and innovation, and you can promote the inclusion in the global workforce. See the AI as a transformative force to push for changes, not just automating organizing data, right? So AI can be the one that will shape the workforce. Okay, I'm not saying that Elon Musk will be able to transform the US government workforce, right? I'm not saying that. Okay? I cannot predict. But the AI, I'm sure, able to streamline the government organization or government or even every organization. So use AI as a power of transformation. So you're able to build a very dynamic, agile workforce, and definitely the organization will well position for success in the age of AI. Right? Yeah. So we understand the need of the intellectual team we just mentioned just now, right? I don't go into detail. And so end of the day, so what is the impact? AI transforming workforce dynamic. That is what we mentioned just now. Okay, so we have a more effective, efficient operation. It will improve our decision making, and of course, it will enhance the global competitiveness. These are the area that the AI will impact, you know, for building a global workforce. Ethical consideration, we mentioned bias, right? We hope that the AI will help us to, reduce the bias. And on the day, we provided a fair and transparent usage. So finally, so transformation of workforce dynamic, we mentioned, right? So make use of AI for the operation and decision-making process. It will enhance the global competitiveness. We shift the key area, right? So recruitment and performance management, also the workforce planning, ethical issue, and future workforce integrate AI and human, right? And also we mentioned that I conclude my speech. See AI as a transformative force, right? I think that is important as well. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah. So any question and okay, any of you would like to we have expert here. Chance want to share with us how you see the company in China, they trying to go overseas, right? I'm sure that there's a lot of very good example and also a lot of a challenge also. Chance?
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I appreciate all the topic today, and I love all these slides you share. Almost all the slide, right? Me from China side and from what I have observed, always have something to contribute and share. Regarding the velocity of changes in the space of AI application from China. Yeah, yeah. First of all, I will do a little bit, recap on my overall journey over the past 1 or 2 weeks, because I've been engaging in designing a framework of coaching, putting human at the center, but also putting AI agent, as a proxy to help other people. So we call it the Inky AI co-learning framework. It's something that we already had a prototype, and we are about to release it by the next Thursday event. It's February 7th. We're gonna have a webinar to launch it. So basically, what we try to imagine the world of agentic service, right? So today's topic are all relevant to this thing we call agentic future. So the even for the HR department, right? How there are questions like how do you do these performance KPI? How do you decide a metric to measure your employee if they are working alongside with agents, right? And how do we draw the line between the corporate representative versus human individual representative, right? On the AI agent technologies. So these are really hot and emerging, area that we at Dinky.com, we are actually building something together with our community, our larger Chinese AI communities here. And there are quite a few hot areas for innovation, especially the educational sector, because we already have increasing number of kids and parents, and they simply hate schooling, right? They don't hate education, but they hate schooling. So we have tremendous demand for coming from different direction in China to ask for advisory from Inky.com, and and our answer is simple. We're gonna open source our framework to our Inky Coach Club in China, so that anyone joining the club will have the access to understand the overall idea of what is agentic future mean. And also the agentic future also has a lot to do with China's velocity of changes in AI agent platform. As you see, right, the DeepSeek R1 or the DeepSeek is a pretty shocking development itself. Also trigger a lot of China government involvement in terms of resourcing. So China government of all level, they all really act really fast to encourage different tech company to adopt the DeepSeek model into whatever AI application they're working on. And for people in the room here today, we also at sitting sitting on the crossroad to say what we, right, from the New Asia or partner from outside China, how can we leverage China's capability in such a really interesting turning point. Maybe one way is to as the team that I'm working on, right, Inky.com, we probably once we open source the framework, and a lot of Chinese practitioner, domain expert, they're going to adopt the agentic framework. By itself is we call it a technology neutral, meaning that you can use the China AI, or you can use non-China AI to build your agent system. So that basically it's something that we already committed to, and I'm pretty excited to because I've been working on such a thing. So this is all the topic that Professor Patrick raised today all have such a profound and implications on the same thing. Yeah, and back to you, Patrick.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. So Chance mentioned actually is using AI to enable the coach, right? So there's a very interesting topic, very interesting area, right? So coach with the AI, I would call them is a smart coach, right? So they are good, right? But traditionally, they are all based on knowledge. But with AI, they are bring themselves in the next level. Excellent. Okay, thank you. We have Anthony here. Okay, Anthony actually have been also very familiar in the Europe, Germany environment, right? Anthony, can you share with us about how you see the workforce, right? In the Europe, especially in Germany, right? German, sorry, yeah. Okay, so Anthony, can you share with us? Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me on the audio
Sorry,
first.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Hey, wow, it's a really deep topics, I would say. So it involved in well, anyway, the first thing is Europe is not that European culture is not a homogeneous culture, I would say, right? I mean there are 20 over up to 30 countries and territory in the whole continent. And I would say the work culture of Germans and the work culture of French could be very different, right? So in general, okay, of course there are some stereotypes. We say, okay, the Germans are more hardworking, French are more French has more romanticism, right? But again, these are all typical stereotype, which might not be able to stand some scrutiny. So the important thing is, I think we need to realize that in spite of a different culture and different historical background, in general, there's still a very general type of I would say, well, human nature, right? Human nature. For example, in terms of remote working, right? Remote working is also getting very popular in Europe now, and actually is in contrast to most of the management's wish. I think remote working model is not, in general, is not a very preferred model for the bosses, right? As some of us may probably know, the number of work hours in Europe in general are actually quite short. I would say in the range of about 35 hours a week to 40 hours a week. And the interesting thing is, there are now some movement or some pressure group that is now fighting for even lower number of working hours. We are talking about the region of 25 to 30 hours, and say, okay, rest of the time we just work from home, right? But I think in general, without a very scientific and manageable type of assessment tools, it'll be quite hard for us to it'll be quite hard for the management to achieve the goal of this I would say more remote working or more communicating type of work culture. So I think in general, we still need a lot of tools, a lot of technology, like some of the things that Patrick has shared with us earlier tonight. How could we ensure that there are some elements of equality, some elements of some measure and some way of doing things like remote type of performance KPI measurement, so that those so-called bias in the AI algorithm will not be impacting the fairness of all this performance measurement, and also with the promotion prospect. Okay, back to you.
Thank you very much. Okay, very interesting. Okay, yeah. So I think we can see the different culture and different way of handling the workforce environment, right? Hey, Tim. Okay, we have Timothy here. Tim, I know that you are trying to build a AI technology workforce in Indonesia, right? Tim, are you able to share with us your funding and your experience in this area, Tim? Timothy White?
Yeah, I only can share a bit, but not a lot.
Mm.
So, from an Indonesia point of view, is that most of the people, in fact, I met with, they are not so well versed with English. So the best communication tool, of course, is to via Bahasa Indonesia. But for myself, I'm not that good at Bahasa Indonesia. So a lot of time we need to rely on. I mean, they don't speak well, but doesn't mean that they don't understand English. You know? So I think this is also the problem with China. Okay, so the best is use written English for them so that they can digest a bit and then reply to you. Of course, the English language as is in Indonesia are not so popular. So there's a lot of lack of practice. Therefore, their English is not that good. So in order to build a team, you need to have very patience to teach them what to do. Well, with the help of the AI, of course, this situation has been improved. And the other thing is that you also notice that a lot of people already have some so-called jobs on hand. So there's not like a single person that is really free and depending on the family to so-called to give them the money to study or even most of them are already have some kind of part-time jobs. So they are only available at certain hours. Maybe in the night time, probably in a Saturday, So they are available to learn a new skill or even to do their works. So of course they know the outcome of the new skills will bring them much growth. That means also in terms of monetary as well as their knowledge. So they are willing to learn. But with the help of the AI, of course they can learn even faster, right? So that is the thing. And there's also a very strange thing in Indonesia. We're talking about because whenever we do such kind of so-called development with them, they require to have internet. Okay, I think this is the same thing in Malaysia. The home internet is very expensive. Okay, whereas the mobile is very cheap. So most of the people will communicate via the mobile. So at home, let's say they have a laptop. The only way, I mean, not all of them will know. They probably will need to use the mobile hotspot to go online. So in any mobile hotspot, sometimes you get problem connection. You have this. So that is the experience that I have. All right, even in Malaysia, okay, Malaysia, if the home broadband is also very expensive, whereas the mobile data is cheaper. So I'm sure there are some Indonesian here, so probably they're able to second my whatever I say. So in terms of I have kind of like to develop the technology there so that people get to know technology and to make their life better. Of course, to help them able to maybe to get a remote job elsewhere to able to do their work at home. So that is something that I personally are passionate about to helping them. So back to you, Dr. Patrick.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. So I think that is interesting part about the whole, we mentioned about the different culture, different environment, different infrastructure, right? So that's how to build a global workforce. Sometimes it can be a challenge, but also there's a lot of opportunity also. Okay, so here we have a couple of questions from the ground. So I think the first question is how can we ensure effective communication across the different time zone and cultural background, right? So this question maybe I can ask Bruno, right? Because Bruno is in Hong Kong, and I believe that also in Hong Kong is an international city, just like Singapore, right? So there's a lot of different people, and he himself also managing a very diversified global team, right? So Bruno, want to share with us?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Patrick, as well as thank yous all the innovatives and I would say it's AI enthusiasts to join these sessions. And I would like to answer this question in two parts. Like I always said, I always cut down the keywords, to be honest. And then the keywords I think is the time zone as well as the cultural background. we also believe that there will be actually will be a communications barrier. Even if we are in Hong Kong, we also have these kind of things, and especially we are talking to the others time zone. So first of all, I would say that it's quite lucky that Singapore and Malaysia and Hong Kong, we are living in the same time zone, and we are also very lucky that China, we also have the same time zone. But once it's time that when we're meeting like Europeans, there will be a different time zone, maybe 5 to 6 hours. And then for the Americans, maybe you will be over like 13 hours. It's like flipped your own entire day. So exactly for the time zone, I think the best solutions or the best communication is how exactly we are going to work on that midnight. You are going to work midnight, or either the person in American, they are working in midnight. So that is the case that we are going to work on. And then the second thing is we are using Zoom. We're using all the materials that we have in order to bring the things together. Yeah. So I think it is hard to say that can we be like we all be lazy and I be afternoon and then they I be afternoon. No, you cannot do that, because based on the time zone, that is what we say. We need to overcome it. And the second thing is cultural background. I would say into two ways. The first way is the people that who are maybe they are a Chinese, and then perhaps is not Chinese. So sorry for this one, because if you are in Chinese, even we have actually in Hong Kong we say Cantonese, but actually in Macau we also use Cantonese. But the Macauians, I'm not sure is it a term. The people in Macau, they will use different terms, like eraser. They will bring out different terms for eraser. If you are in Hong Kong, we use cha gao. But in Macau, they will use gao chat. Is it reversed? So that's quite interesting to see the cultural differences and then to see the items. So what I'm seeing through is we do in two things. The first thing is we are able to use English as well as being helped with the translations, being helped with the written versions, and being helped with the AI. They can help us to translate the written version into their own language. So that's exactly what we are doing in Zoom. You can translate the transitions or other subtitles. And the second thing is, I believe that is require our empathy, require our acceptance, and then require us to forget about stereotypes. What means by this means that okay, maybe some of the people who think that Europeans or even for the Americans, they talk very straightforward. They don't even decorate their wording. So just embrace it and accept that, oh, maybe that is how they speak, or maybe they are how they think. Okay. So you just accept the differences, and then you accept that will be a difference of stereotypes. You need to get rid of this one, and then just plan it, and then I think that will be more effectively to do the cultural backgrounds as well as to communicate to solve out the communication barrier. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruno. Okay, very interesting, right? Okay, so we'd like to pass this question to Chance. Okay, so what's this question? What strategy can we use to foster inclusivity and also collaboration among teams members with very diverse word style, right? Yeah. So Chance, again, can you share with us?
Sure. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah. During the whole year of 2019, I was the China CEO for a European, technology startup. It's called Wikifactory.com. We had a software team based in Madrid, and they're working on the European time zone. Me, myself, right, and also a few other China or Danish colleagues. They work in China. So obviously, the China time zone is like 5 to 6 hours ahead of the European time zone, and the strategy that we use always, because we are a software company, so software company has a natural advantage in keeping everything asynchronized. Asynchronized meaning that you set up a team workflow, right? You had a wiki call, you have different Word document, and you have an issue tracking system. So all these will contribute to a synchronous workflow where we only need to, synchronize on a weekly basis, like, have, no more than 2 hours of these, weekly call, right? Sometimes you just spend less than 30 minutes to sync up. That's it. So the rest of the time, the whole team, China team, and also the Madrid team, we are basically just working asynchronously. Yeah, unless we have something, urgent or big coming up. So the number one strategy that I would promote is to, try to look at, your workflow, right? And how, considering the nature of your workflow and your business, right? To see if that's possible to keep things asynchronous rather than all synchronized, right? So I think that also in terms of diverse style, we also encounter pretty big challenges regarding the velocity of changes in the technologies. For software company who try to, if you set up an international team and the operation, you expect China operation, right, to support, you expect a software team outside China to support operation in China. That's probably the number one no. Why? I'll tell you why that's the case. Because in VK Factory, we have big issues in saying that, okay, the market demand, like 5 features within 1 month. But the headquarters in Madrid, the software team outside China, they are not, they don't have enough, we call it the affinity, or we call them, they're not close to the real user, the real demand. So they always kind of have a gap between the real market demand for software features and the velocity of their development. So on the China side, we saw that the EU software team, we thought they were very slow in producing software features. That's a big issue. Always been a big issue to drag everything down. So to a point where we were kind of not seeing any progress in 3 months or 6 months, simply because the requested features, they are just not they are either not possible, or they're very slow, or they are not good enough to for the China markets. So that's one of the phenomenon that I personally observe, right, over any operation, digital operation, that China operation depending on non-China software. So probably the reverse should be better, right? If you have a China software team, but the operation is in China and also outside China, that's probably the best combination, because the China software development always faster, always more efficient than than teams in other part of the world. So that's probably whatever project or business you set up, you should consider the velocity of software talent and the changes. So yeah, this is a super interesting question, and there are so many ramifications for this, and I think I should stop here. Back to you, Patrick.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for sharing with us about your real experience. Okay, when you're working for this international organization. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this question is, how can we balance local decision making autonomy with the global alignment on the company goals, right? Okay, so maybe I can answer this question, right? Yeah, we understand that sometimes we need to make the decision, right, locally. But when we are managing a global team, right, they are international experience with international experience. So how can we align them, right? So I think we first of all we need to have a very good framework, right? So that we make very clear about our core objective. Okay, I did mention just now. So if you understand the objective, our goal, right? Then also we managing a global team sometimes may have problem to align them. So we need to have a key KPI, right? KPI is a key performance indicators, so that we can align the global priorities. And we need to be more flexible because we understand the differences in the culture, right? So we allow flexibility in the execution. And the feedback is very critical also, right? Encourage regular feedback between the local team and the global team also, so that we are able to align the objective properly. And we want to must emphasize the trust and accountability also, right? So that our local team will feel, okay, yeah, so the ownership is there, right? But at the same time, they also will appreciate the international team and their role in the bigger mission. So once this approach, in place, I believe that we're able to consistent in the vision. At the same time, we can able to develop a lot of innovative and responsible, and finally we can able to create a bigger market, right? So I think that will be useful. Okay, so this one I pass to Tim, right? Because this is related to the technologies, right? So this question is, what tools and technologies should we implement to streamline remote teamwork and productivity, right? So Tim, do you have any idea and can enlighten us about this area?
For of course, the important thing is how to collaborate and share the informations. So there's a lot of free tools out there available for collaborations. Of course, the other important thing is what you call the repository of informations, where you have a servers that is online that you allow different team member able to access and make changes to it. So of course, in Microsoft, you heard of SharePoint, and of course also OneDrive. All these are also some of the tools available. Whereas for remote access, for example, let's say you have a server that is on cloud, then you allow user to log in to remotely access to the server to work on. So basically, most of these technology are available already in the markets. Unlike the last time we have the data center that's within the company. As you also have mentioned that the cross different time zone and how to increase productivity. If let's say you are having a so-called a customer support team that is supporting customer that is over the world, so you may need to consider support team that is in different regions, so that your customer able to contact your support team 24/7. These are the important thing. Of course, the other important thing is the monitoring tool of your hardwares, to make sure that there's no downtime. So of course, nowadays Zoom is one of the best tools that we have for online meetings. These are the things that is helping productivity, which previously is not there. In fact, we have benefited from a lot of this technology, whether it's a paid technology or free technology, that we use it without realizing it. Without it, that is a lot of hard work, because like a long time ago, we rely on emails to communicate. But nowadays, you always can call up a Zoom meeting, and then we can have the problems resolved. We can have the discussion. Of course, even right now, Zoom is even better. They could put a step further to able to detect your language and to do the translation. So these are the tools that is available at hand, that you're able to communicate between different culture. Maybe English is not their first language, so they may able to get the translation immediately as you speak. So maybe not 100% accurate, but at least they're able to get the meaning and how each of you able to communicate better. I believe that with the growth of AI, and with the AI able to help us to make a lot of better decisions in terms of what are the tools need to be deployed for to to support all your customers. I think I hand it back to you, Dr. Patrick.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so anyone want to share also about the tools and technology that you may use? Hi, Bruno.
Yeah, maybe I share a little bit more. To be honest, there's quite a lot of tools that we are able to see, especially for the Streamline remote teamwork. And before I would like to talk about some tools and technologies, I think that actually nowadays, I would say nowadays, it's no longer being a famous term as a 9 to 5. I believe there is no 9 to 5 in major of the cities. Because why? Because you got OT. You got OT, you cannot be 9 to 5. And the second thing is the more and more people might be realize that being a 9 to 5 or even hiring an employee or on the time of 9 to 5, then okay, what will we do in 6 p.m. And I want to ask someone, but they all go home. So how exactly we're going to do this? So during the back of the days, and then we have like Zoom or like all those things together. However, in the real time or in the real life, like today, let's say we are hiring some peoples in let's say digital teams or remote team. How exactly we're going to confirm that person is being 9 to 5 or to acquire all those things together? Maybe they are saying that okay, they're testing us and saying okay, I'm working, but somehow they are just hiking on the Victoria Peak. Then you don't know this. Then how exactly we're going to know this? Actually, you cannot know this by no matter how you put a GPS on his phone, no matter you put a Zoom or any technology tools, you cannot ensure the person who is in Victoria Peak or is in her home or in the co-working space or office. So how exactly we're going to do this? We're going to do this in a different way. Is we tend to make KPI to happen. We tend to make tools to happen. Let's say this person is for the salespersons. You need to commit like 10 or 12 or 20 leads or 20 deals from this month, and then that is the KPI that we have been saying. And by that moment, by the concepts, so what exactly we are going to use the tools to track down the progress, and then are able to assigning the tasks. So that is another tools that I would like to bring out. It's called the project management tools. Of course, in project management, or you can consider PM tools. There's a lot. To be honest, free or not free, a lot. The font that I use is in. I would say maybe I will share a little bit. In Jura. Jura is very good for the agile project management, as well as I remember that while we are joining in this group, we were using Jura as well. And then the second thing is the things that I use mostly for personal, of course, and is also able to use this as a team or people that who are using it together. It's called Notion. The reason I highly recommend people to use Notion is because they have templates. You don't need to set everything together by your own, and then you don't need to have a brand ideas because they got AI to help you to draw out all these items. And the second thing is when they are like a teams, they can change the items, they can assign the item. So actually, I think that you need this kind of tools where then you just ask the person to do 9 to 5. That is what I want to bring out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. Chance, in China, we are using Enki also using various tools, right? It's very, very interesting, very useful also. Chance?
Sure. I would like to just quickly outline what we're using and why we're using them. For the team and also for the coaches network management, we have very good solution. It's called Lark Suite. Sorry, I typed in the name. It's called should be called larksuite.com. Yes. So Lark actually was produced by the same company, the same parent company called ByteDance. It's also a parent company of TikTok. So Lark in China's they got a China version and the Lark called Feishu, and the international version called Lark. Actually, the same account can actually interchange, right? A Lark user can actually talk to Feishu user. So that's something that if you use it, you will know. And it's basically a very comprehensive, like a replacement for Google Doc and everything. So anything you have in Google Doc, you have in Lark Suite, and even better. So also consider the fact that ByteDance itself is a very good AI company. So there are very intelligent spreadsheet in like a data crunching. We call them I think it's called table or smart table, something in the Lark. It already integrate AI, so that for accountant, right? If you know exactly how to write the prompt, then you are very it will do all these tedious work for you. So I think Lark is the #1 recommendation for any team that work across China and also the rest of the world, because other part of the world you can download Lark Suite. And then something surprising to our team, Inky, a team that who are not Chinese citizen, is why we use WeCom. So WeCom is the WeChat for enterprise application. So WeCom itself has a very very compliant and also very mature system as a customer relationship CRM. So this is a little bit surprising, because WeCom is just like an enterprise version of WeChat, right? But WeCom, they support tons and tons of like a social network management features. There are not many of them, but those features are all absolutely the killer feature to manage different subsidiaries across China or the whole country. Simply because when you manage a different identity, like an employee identity using WeCom, it support a very decent hierarchy structure. Because every employee, right, there is a turnover, then it's super easy for to manage this different employee to on WeCom, and also if they also manage different WeChat group as their customer facing chat groups. So chat groups are actually managed by account inside WeCom. So this is a golden like a combination to manage all these customer relationship. It also means that whatever AI agent that you have on the WeChat platform, you can also manage the AI agent using the same setup, right? So you have the company inside, you use WeCom, you have customer using WeChat, and then you put an AI agent in between, in the mix. Then you have the most beautiful CRM, and very flexible CRM that you can imagine to outreach to people or automate the services. So in Inky, we haven't exactly touched the very basic feature yet, but we are setting things up so that as we grow the business, we can automate all these sales automation or CRM job using a combination of WeCom, WeChat, and also AI agent. So that's something on the horizon that we are excited to try out. So the third category, obviously, they are the communication tool, right? Email, Zoom, and others, right? But also notable, very notable, chat replacement for Zoom. If you do conversation with Chinese colleagues, I would recommend Tencent Meeting. So Tencent Meeting, Patrick or Bruno, you already tried, right? They have a way more like advanced like AI transcription and translation features than Zoom. So if you try the international version of Tencent Meet, it's called VooV, right? VOOV. So if you try VooV and also try to do a cross a meeting with different people speaking different languages, you have many choice to do real-time translation and transcription. So these two, they are actually combined together, not just transcription but also translation. So and then you keep the transcript, and then so that the whole the AI can also summarize what you said into whatever languages you like. I think it's way more convenient than Zoom's inbuilt AI or translation features. So these are the three broad category of team app that I would recommend. I would recommend people to use if you work with China team. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Look like we should once for a while switch to a Zoom. Okay. Tencent meeting and experience that. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Is there any other question from any of you?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Maybe I like to share about my experience or in
Yes.
English experience about the last questions about the tools and technologies that we implement to streamline remote teamwork and productivity in Indonesia. Normally, yeah, we use Zooms for the videos conferencing for virtual meetings, but a lot of Indonesian people using Google Meet for the meetings. Like also in the university, most of them use Google Meet for the online class or else, and then for the meeting in some company also use the Google Meet, because for us Google Meet is better than Zooms because Google Meet don't have a limit times, and we don't have a really host in the rooms. Like if we like to join, we can join a little bit more free. Yeah, you know, character of Indonesians. It's like little bit freedom. And then it's also we use like Google Drive and OneDrive. It is special for the clouds storage for easy file and access and sharings. For now, this is the most tools that uh, people use in Indonesia for the business or for the study. And also for the question number 1, 2, and 3, we also talk about the effectivity about the communication and different cultures. I think we must the most important things that we must understand is we must a little bit culturally aware, because yeah, we know we born with different culture, and then for the communications we must always use like the formal language, not idioms, not slang or some things like this. And of course we must use the tools collaborations to make everything works. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of our forum. Right. So very interesting, and thank you for all your sharing and the meaningful discussion will take place. Okay. So we hope that tonight we give you a very good overview about the workforce dynamic and especially the AI aspect, right? Again, thanks for your time, energy, and commitment. Okay, looking forward see you at the next week forum also. Okay, good night. Bye.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank
Bye.
you,
Bye.
everyone. Nice
Good
evening.
night.
Yeah,
Bye.
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 Thanks. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Mạng on. Okay, good night.